Every day, you essentially pay your dues by doing the harder thing when it's the right thing to do. Sometimes, if you just took a step back and figured out the bottleneck of one thing that might be holding you back, like you said, to your potential, we see a lot of times that people are spinning their wheels and are frustrated because they don't have a direct line of attack to that one thing that's problematic. So I think we see that a lot. And my buddy, Nick Ruddick, who's a really high level gymnastics coach on the international stage, we talk about like the basics of the basics, right? Like you have your positions and you have your skills, but what are the basics to get into those positions? And so say, for example, if your shoulder mobility is the thing that's limiting you, if we could take a step back and just figure out, with a good warm-up program and a consistently done program, if we can improve your shoulder soft tissue mobility by 10%, well, maybe that's going to improve your front rack position and that will improve your overhead position. For the bottom position hold, I think usually the best go-to one is a goblet squat. So you would goblet squat, 5-second lower, 5-second hold at the bottom, again, with a position that feels comfortable for you, slightly exaggerated. You would, hold that for 5 seconds at the bottom position with really good tension, put the kettlebell down on the floor, deadlift that back up and pull it back up to the clean position and start in a goblet. So you're just riding the eccentric all the way down, but that will help establish the bottom position. And I think, as I've learned from you, we do a lot of holds at the bottom where you're holding the rack and you're pulling your feet forward, which is awesome for the ankles and stuff. But it seems to be that overload of the goblet squat for some reason helps to help that bottom position. That the research supports assessments and consistently done mobility work is way better than anything else you're going to find as a hack or a trick or something like that. So that's really important to keep in mind. And then also there is really good support that eccentrics are very, very useful to try and help maintain mobility or to improve mobility. Within this kind of stretching or mobility bucket, generally we're either trying to make changes on the tissue itself. So maybe make muscles more relaxed or compliant over time to increase range of motion, or we're trying to change the nervous system's tone or tolerance to the discomfort of a stretch. The majority of the research now, I would say it's probably 75-25, suggests that consistent stretching work and mobility work is probably changing the resting tone of the muscle and also changing the tolerance to discomfort when you feel the stretch. And that's why you gain passive range of motion. There are some studies that show that consistent stretching and mobility work will change the length of a muscle over time or the stiffness of a tendon. But I think it's probably, again, more leaning towards the neurological side as of the research that I understand it right now. So a little bit of a mouthful there, but essentially we're trying to, consistently do something with stretching, eccentrics, and strength and conditioning balance technique, using those positions consistently. That's probably how you're going to make the most impact on your mobility.